next presentation, and I'd like to welcome Dr. Lakeysha Hallmon, with the founder of the Village Market, to our presentation today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to do it again. I know that y'all been sitting, but I just walked in. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, by a show of hands, how many people in the room are business owners? That's really good. All right, put your hands down. By a show of hands, how many people been in business at least 5 years? That's good. At least 3 years. At least 1 year? Okay, at least 10 years. Okay, at least 15 years. I'm missing about 10 people, so I'm trying to figure out where y'all exist. At least 2 years. No, not in business. Ready to start. All right, ready to start a business. So today, I'm going to close the door if that's okay. Is that all right? Okay. So before I get started today, I am a presenter who moves around a lot. So I'm standing up here just for this moment. I love to move around, and I also love for us to interact with each other. Is that okay? And so another thing that is happening today, I can't present. So I'm going to have to freestyle this, but I feel very confident in what I do. Okay? I feel super, super confident in what I do. You all just left a super inspiring conversation. We're going to take that conversation to the next level, and we're going to spend time talking about culture. What has helped me most as an entrepreneur, and let me slow down a little bit and share just a little bit of my background. But before opening my business in Atlanta, I worked as an educator for 13 years. I started teaching when I was 22 years old. I moved in leadership by the time I was 23. I left the traditional classroom and turned into a national external evaluator for the Department of Education. Then I had this aha moment. This aha moment was, this education space is amazing. I loved it. I had no qualms with it other than sometimes the headache that not all people that stand in front of kids really want the best for them. So beyond that headache, I absolutely loved it. But I had this vision in my mind of creating a village. I still believe to this day, and I've been a business owner. I have several businesses at this point for 7 years. So I'm trying to get to year 13 because that's how many years I gave myself in education. But what I knew before I ever got started, that if I built community, there's no way my business would fail. I knew this continues to be true to this day. I also knew that if I had a good team, there is no way that I could fail. 7 years in, this is still true. I also knew that the only way these things could actually be true, building community, getting a team, I had to take care of myself. So this session today is going to temper around self-care, building team culture, and scaling your business. So if y'all don't mind, and I'm from the South, so I say y'all, if y'all don't mind, I need you to go on a journey with me. I need you to be as present as you can be. I need you to be open to talk to the person that's left and right of you. Because when I get on my plane at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll be back in Atlanta. You all will be here building incredible businesses. So what is happening today is not just because a conference is taking place. I believe in divine alignment. I believe that on this date, on a Friday, about 2:53, we were all meant to be here in this space together. That is how divine alignment works. So there's no relationship in this room that you should overlook. I believe that people are in this room that's sitting left and right of you, in the front and behind you, are people that you can assist on their journey. And guess what else? People that can assist you. Oftentimes in entrepreneurship, we want to partner with the people that's on the stage. We just say, if we could get this big influencer to be able to know I exist and my business can like literally skyrocket. And what happens when we're always looking up? We can never see what's standing right in front of us. So the challenge today, I want you to be able to look and actually see the people. So we're going to do something. I need you to stand up if you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, I need you to sit down, but I need you to have, if you sit down, have one person to sit down with you. Now, hold on. Everybody can't sit down, okay? So we're going to do this exercise, and then we're going to get going, okay? And remember, feel comfortable sitting down if you need to. Just have one other person sit down with you. That's all you need, okay? So we're going to do this exercise that sometimes feel a little awkward, but it's okay. We family. So we're going to be awkward together. I want you to pick the person that's your partner for this exercise. So stand very close with social distance with the person that's your partner. I'm looking. Nobody should be without a partner. All right? Everybody got a partner? Y'all go ahead, do it. I like that. Let's go ahead. San Francisco, do it your way. I absolutely love that. All right. So this person, that's your partner, because the first thing that we're going to do today, remember, we're on a journey. The first part of this journey is being able to see the people that's right in front of you. So I need you to stand and face the person that's in front of you. Now, I don't know how the people hold on, let me find a mic. Now, I don't know how the people that's in the tripod back there, they're going to make this work, but y'all going to make it work. All right. So what you're going to do, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. If you're staring at the person, that means your eyes not closed. Close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes for a moment. I want you to take a deep breath in, a slow breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. I want you to shake it out with your eyes still closed. So I need us to loosen up today. Change happens with movement. And change also happens with stillness. If you're looking at me and your eyes not closed, keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to listen to the question I'm going to ask you. Because you're going to talk to the person that's standing right in front of you. You're going to introduce yourself, but you're not going to introduce your name. You're not going to introduce your business name. I want you to introduce yourself by telling the person that can see you, because they're going to stare at you quietly, one thing that makes you absolutely magical. So I want you to think about that. One thing. Now, the people who know that they're super duper magical, not three things. One thing that makes you extremely magical. And I need you to be confident when you share this. Slowly open your eyes and share with your partner. Don't do it. They're finding a partner, so you got to find you a partner. You can go with this group if you want to. No. Okay. And you have to tell whoever your partner is one reason you're magical. Don't tell them your name. That I'm magic? Magic. Okay. Now, I don't know how we're in full sentences. You're supposed to be telling one thing. All right. Take about 5 more seconds to finish up. One person tell me, how did that feel? And be honest. One person tell me, how did that feel when you did that exercise? Magical. It felt?
Magical. Magical.
That felt magical. The reason why we did this first is because I need us to own our magic. That is the only way we can show up fully. And then I need us to understand the most powerful magic is collective. This room is full of magical people. One more awkward exercise. Last one. Now what you're going to do is the thing that we're most comfortable doing. That's telling people our name and our business name, right? We're super comfortable because that's how culturally we've learned to literally show up. So what I want you to do, I want you to close your eyes again because I need you to get centered. Close your eyes and get centered. Facing your business partner, because it's your partner. You'll get another partner today, so don't get attached. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Slow breath out. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Now, I want you to open your eyes, and I want you to introduce yourself as if Oprah just told you to get on stage with her. Let's do it. Don't be shy. Let's go. I'm playing with y'all. You know, I had to. They're doing introductions.
I was out there trying to get us something to drink.
And then you came back to this? People are talking. Yeah. Like what is happening here? Right. I agree. Yes. All right, take 2 more seconds. All right, take 1 more second. When you finish, go sit back in your seat, please. Make sure you tell your partner thank you for their time and their energy. I stole that from you. You said thank you. I was like, oh, yeah. Got to be ready on the spot. Okay, good. It should be. So hopefully you met someone today that you in the future can do business with. That's what I'm hoping comes from this. I also hope from this exercise you learn how to confidently talk about what you do. Because there's going to come a time, if it hasn't already happened, that you're going to have to go in front of a CDFI, go in front of a bank, go in front of an investor. And you're going to have to remember that you're magic. And you have to talk your talk. That's colloquialism for you got to tell them your name, your business name, but you have to be confident when you do so, especially when you're telling people this money that you invest in me is only going to make you more money. And think about how I phrased that. I didn't say this money that you're going to give me is going to help me. Did I? No, because you're magical. This money that you invest in me is going to help you make what? More money. It's a partnership. When I go into meetings and when I'm working with entrepreneurs, we have to change our mindset. If you were in the panel earlier today, I spent a lot of time thinking about mindset and the words that we use to identify ourselves. The words that we use that we've been taught are very affirming, but it keeps us in a small space. In order for us to truly build our companies and for you all to build the economy in San Francisco or wherever you may live, it's going to take some very intentional builders. Culture drives everything. We talked about that this morning. But what I do not want to happen, and I said it this morning, that we're in the mindset to be cool, to be the freshest one there, have the dopest business there, and we're the last one at the table making money. That's a problem. So I'm gonna throw some words out, and I want us to talk about these words, because this whole session is going to be about building culture within your company. And by the way, I'm not used to walking around with a mic. I'm used to just talking loud, okay? But I'm doing the thing today because I'm not in the South, so I'll be proper and walk around with my mic. How would you define, and anyone can go, how do you define culture for your company? Focus, blackness, all right? Someone else, and this is for you and your company. How do you define culture? I heard one, professionalism, excellence, good. I love that, good. Always call spirit in. Community, yes. Somebody else, somebody all the way in the back, talk to me. Yes, sir. Integrity, that's good. That is a word, sustainability. Y'all, everybody, even if that wasn't your word, that's your word. Sustainability, we want to be able to stay, right? All right, give me some more words. This is great. Cultivate, I love that. Generational, and I hope generational wealth. Communication, good, very good. If communication is not your word, it's your word. Okay? Because we have to be able to communicate with our team and our community, i.e. our customers. Next word I want you to define, innovation. How would you describe innovation as it relates to your company? Creativity, spirit and creativity. I see where you're going. Okay. Systems, if systems is not your word, guess what? It is your word. That is very good. One more person, innovation. Collaboration, very, very good. Very, very good. Last word. Oh, respect. Who said that? Did you say respect? Good job. Good. All right, define one more word for me. Setbacks. Setback. Lessons. I hear another L word. Learning opportunity. Somebody else. Temporary. Good. Give me another word. Direction. That's very good. Flexibility. I knew I heard one of y'all. Flexibility. Financing. Who said that? Why are you showing out? That's good. That's very, very good. All right, give me one more for setback. Bureaucracy. Good. Opportunity. I heard that. I need you to be honest, okay? Who has looked at setback as failure? Anywhere in your life. Anywhere in your life. If I didn't have the mic, both hands would be raised. Because the undoing that we have to do with our mindset is to reframe words. Setbacks are an opportunity to learn. This other word that I didn't hear is pivot. Nothing helped me more as an entrepreneur is knowing when to pivot and how to pivot. So the question to all these business owners in the room or people that's thinking about business, we're going to encourage you to go ahead and open or not. What is your pivot plan? I want you to think about that. Have you spent time as you think through how to scale a business, how to make your business a thing, sustainable? creative, for the culture? Have you spent time thinking about your pivot plan? We're going to take time to talk about it now. Raise your hand if you have a pivot plan. It's good, and it's okay if you do not. So I saw about 5 hands. What happened to all of us at the same time in 2020? We had a setback, right? A huge setback. The pandemic is one of the few times that everyone here, doesn't matter the age, that we experience something at the exact same time. Doesn't matter if you're getting ready to be 80, not calling nobody out. Or if you got a birthday coming up, going to be 41, not calling anybody out, myself. We all saw the news. We all were curious. We all were afraid. We probably all said WTF. Yeah. We probably prayed, regardless of what your faith is. You probably cried, regardless if it impacted you or not. You probably wondered, like, what is really going to happen? Because it's the first time that everybody in this room experienced something at the same time. Now, I believe that lessons are necessary. The biggest lesson that we learned from the pandemic is to have a pivot plan. So if you're writing something down or typing something, I need you to write pivot plan down for me. Because it's imperative as business owners, as CEOs, as leaders, as community people, that we learn the power of pivoting. So write down pivot plan for me or put it in your mind. Think about it. Someone tell me, who knows anything about sports? Raise your hand. In basketball, who watch basketball? All right, cool. So y'all better not leave me out here, okay, when I ask this question. In basketball, if a guard pivots, why is that guard pivoting? Someone tell me. If the defense is running towards that person, why do they pivot? I'll say that, to get out the way, that's good. To make a move, to shift direction. All right, cool. What else? Slow down, that's good. They have to be able to see the court. But question, do what they're working towards ever change? They're still trying to score the what? Basket or the goal. Just because you have a pivot plan, it's not requiring you to change your business or why you open your business. It may force you to change direction, but the goal is the goal. So in order to have a pivot plan, this number one thing that has to happen, you, the owner, have to step back and figure out, do I still want this? Write that down for me. Do I still want this? Business owners, because it's about 80% of y'all in here, who's questioned if you still want to run your business or not? Raise your hand if that's been you. Okay, cool. Do I still want this? The second question you ask yourself when it's time to pivot, who do I need to come with me? Does it require you to do it by yourself? No, it shouldn't. Who do I need to come with me? What skills do they need to have? One thing I love about my team, the things that they're good at, they're far smarter than me, and I love it. The things that I'm good at, I brag about it. With the stuff they're good at, I brag on them too. I said this morning, iron sharpens iron. But in order to pivot, you have to know who you need on the team and what talents that they have, what skills that they possess. Next thing, you must have a wellness plan when you're thinking about pivoting, because pivoting is going to stretch you. You may have anxiety that you didn't know you had. You may have some imposter syndrome come in when you start thinking, but am I really good enough? Can I really do this? You also simply may get exhausted, that it took you so long to get to where you are and now you have to pivot. So number 3 is a wellness plan. And it has to be personal to you and personal to your team. Everybody does not want to do yoga. Nothing's wrong with yoga. I kind of like it. Only kind of. But I love meditation, though. Okay, you with me? Good. Not everyone wants to go for the long walk, watching the sun rise. Some people need to listen to music from their favorite artists. Some people love to go on a long ride. Some people need to literally binge watch a show so their mind can go somewhere else. But in order to learn this, a part of this pivot plan, you must ask your team, what does wellness feel like to you? You can't tell them what wellness is. You must ask, what does wellness feel like to you? And as a leader, you try your best to implement it. So I'm going to take a second because you're going to talk to the person that's next to you. And I want you to answer the question to that person, what does wellness look like to you? What do you do to take care of yourself? All right, talk to the person next to you. You don't have to stand up. All right, let's talk about it. Now, this is what we're going to do. Well, first, make sure you tell your person, thank you for being present. Thank you for listening to me. You are amazing. Thank you. All right, so this is what I want to do. I'm going to start all the way at the back. So I need 4 people starting at the back. So we got here all the way at the back, Red Bull's cap, somewhere in the middle, and somewhere next to me up front. Tell me, what's your team's wellness plan? All the way in the back. I'm going to pretend I can hear you. So let me walk to the middle. Let me walk to the middle. All right, one more time. All right, traveling. If traveling is your wellness plan, raise your hand. All right, we got some travelers in the room. Good. All right, somebody in the middle. Bull's hat. What's y'all's wellness plan? Traveling, same thing? All right, more travelers. All right, somewhere here. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to try to say all that back. That was great. All right, so the wellness plan is being present to acknowledge your emotions. What's the next part? Understand them. And work through them. Work yourself through them. That's very good. Very good. What I hear from that word is vulnerability and being okay with it. That's very, very good. Thank you for sharing. All right, up front, what you got for me? What's the wellness plan? Muay Thai. A little bit louder.
So I like doing Muay Thai, and I feel like when you stress, you end up having toxins in your body. So it's really important to work out, sweat it out, and then, you have like a reset button that was pushed.
That's good. What you got for me?
Our plan is to listen. My plan as a group would be to listen, be truthful, share ideas, and be supporting.
That's very, very good. Very, very good. Both introspective. It's very, very good. Now, outside of traveling, okay, think about your team. can you incorporate an authentic wellness plan with your team or with your staff? Can you? Because in order for them to pivot, you're going to ask them to do something a little bit different than what they've been doing. So we can't lose them along the way. So when you come with them and say, hey, we're going to pivot. And as we pivot, I'm going to make sure that you can take care of yourself. Here are some things that I heard from you that you love doing. And either we're going to do it together, or you can do it alone, or do it with your friends. But I want to make sure that you do it, because I need you to be your best self as we pivot. So that's required to make sure wellness for yourself and for your team is a part of your pivot plan. Next, did y'all write that down? Because I'm going to get on the plane early tomorrow morning. The last part of the pivot plan is to look at your financial model. Sometimes we get a little nervous around money and talking about it. But I want you to be able to assess how much is it going to cost you to pivot. Do you need to bring more staff on? Do you need to do some targeted ads? Beef up your marketing? Do you need to do professional development for yourself to make sure that you have the mindset that you can scale? And sometimes, if numbers is not your thing, it can be intimidating. But one thing that has helped me always is to just bring the humanity in the numbers. Just make it about every day. Make it about everyday people. Then it's less intimidating. And after you have these things written out, let's add one more that I forgot. Communication is key in this pivot plan. Who do you think you need to communicate with first if you're going to make a pivot? Somebody share. Your accountant. That is very good. I wasn't thinking that. Yes, call the people that look at the numbers and say we're doing something different. That's very, very good. All right, who else? Who else you think you should tell first? Oh, okay. You go to God first. I love that. Good. Give him reverence. Yes, ma'am. Yourself and God. Very good. Your team. Very good. Family. Who said family? Oh, in the corner. Hey, good. Anything else? Very good. That accountability partner. Very good. Now, I didn't hear the customer or the community. You got to tell those people. We have to tell the community, our customers, because I look at the customers that come to the village as community. Communicating with our community. All right, let's talk about it. Now, this is what we're going to do. Well, first, make sure you tell your person, thank you for being present. Thank you for listening to me. You are amazing. Thank you. All right, so this is what I want to do. I'm going to start all the way at the back. So I need 4 people starting at the back. So we got here all the way at the back, Red Bull's cap, somewhere in the middle, and somewhere next to me up front. Tell me, what's your team's wellness plan? All the way in the back. I'm going to pretend I can hear you. So let me walk to the middle. Let me walk to the middle. All right, one more time. All right, traveling. If traveling is your wellness plan, raise your hand. All right, we got some travelers in the room. Good. All right, somebody in the middle. Bull's hat. What's y'all's wellness plan? Traveling, same thing? All right, more travelers. All right, somewhere here. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to try to say all that back. That was great. All right, so the wellness plan is being present to acknowledge your emotions. What's the next part? Understand them and work through them. Work yourself through them. That's very good. Very good. What I hear from that word is vulnerability and being okay with it. It's very, very good. Thank you for sharing. All right, up front, what you got for me? What's the wellness plan? Muay Thai. A little bit louder.
So I like doing Muay Thai, and I feel like when you stress, you end up having toxins in your body. So it's really important to work out, sweat it out, and then, you have like a reset button that was pushed.
That's good. What you got for me?
Our plan is to listen. My plan as a group would be to listen, be truthful, share ideas, and be supporting.
That's very, very good. Very, very good. Both introspective. It's very, very good. Now, outside of traveling, okay, think about your team. Can you incorporate an authentic wellness plan with your team or with your staff? Can you? Because in order for them to pivot, you're going to ask them to do something a little bit different than what they've been doing. So we can't lose them along the way. So when you come with them and say, hey, we're going to pivot. And as we pivot, I'm going to make sure that you can take care of yourself. Here are some things that I heard from you that you love doing. And either we're going to do it together, or you can do it alone, or do it with your friends. But I want to make sure that you do it because I need you to be your best self as we pivot. So that's required to make sure wellness for yourself and for your team is a part of your pivot plan. Next, did y'all write that down? Because I'm going to get on the plane early tomorrow morning. The last part of the pivot plan is to look at your financial model. Sometimes we get a little nervous around money and talking about it. But I want you to be able to assess how much is it going to cost you to pivot. Do you need to bring more staff on? Do you need to do some targeted ads? Beef up your marketing? Do you need to do professional development for yourself to make sure that you have the mindset that you can scale? And sometimes, if numbers is not your thing, it can be intimidating. But one thing that has helped me always is to just bring the humanity in the numbers. Just make it about every day. Make it about everyday people. Then it's less intimidating. And after you have these things written out, let's add one more that I forgot. Communication is key in this pivot plan. Who do you think you need to communicate with first if you're going to make a pivot? Somebody share. Your accountant. That is very good. I wasn't thinking that. Yes, call the people that look at the numbers and say we're doing something different. That's very, very good. All right, who else? Who else you think you should tell first? Oh, okay. You go to God first. I love that. Good. Give him reverence. Yes, ma'am. Yourself and God. Very good. Your team. Very good. Family. Who said family? Oh, in the corner. Hey, good. Anything else? Very good. That accountability partner. Very good. Now, I didn't hear the customer or the community. You got to tell those people. we have to tell the community, our customers, because I look at the customers that come to the village as community. Communicating with our community, i.e. our customers, to let them know, like, hey, In the next couple months, you're going to see us do some things differently. But don't worry. Our values are the same. We're just elevating. Who I am as a leader, my team, our customer service, our values are still what they used to be. Our integrity is still what it used to be. But you also explain to them in a pivot plan if there is something that's going to be different about your customer service. So what we had to do during the pandemic is make sure that we had communication that says, now shipping may be, rather than 2 to 3 days, 10 to 14 days. Y'all remember having to do that? That I know that you're used to coming to my business 5 days a week, but right now, you can only shop on these days at these hours. And I know we're accustomed to not wearing a mask, but listen, to make sure we're safe, I need everyone to wear a mask. What I'm sharing, this communication plan, you all already do this. Anytime something's different with the community that's going to affect your bottom line, or that you may worry about what the impression is, I imagine that you already have a strong email marketing team that's helping you think through, how do I share my message to the community so they know that I haven't lost myself, though we're pivoting. One business that I coach, she has a juicing company and is doing extremely well. What happened in the pandemic, because it's a holistic company, she started doing far better than what she was ever doing. Now, what do you all think happened because of that? Her sales went up about 37% overnight. What do y'all think happened?
Your sales went up?
Oh no, I wasn't tied to her money. No, I just gave advice. I need a different business model. No, wasn't about me, but that's a good thought. I need a new business model.
Communication, and she probably reached out to her customers and told them that she would ship now.
Oh, maybe. She did talk about shipping. Mm-hmm.
Maybe the customers pivoted because now they want to be more healthier.
Her customers did pivot because they want to be more healthier. That is true. That's why it went up 37%. But keep in mind, it went up 37%. So what do y'all think happened?
I think she got overwhelmed. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. She got overwhelmed.
That's exactly it. So the answer to what happened, we went from being super excited to, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She went from selling probably about 40 to 45 juices a day. Y'all, that one day she had 474 juices. And the reason why I remember this number, because she texted me in all caps. With some other words, too, behind it. So we went from really excited to, who are we going to get to come and help you to get these juices out of the door? So the communication that went out to the community and to those excited customers who were choosing health and also really just afraid and not wanting to be sick, what she had to say to them, listen, I got your back. These juices are going to be fresh. They're going to be made with love, but I need an extra 10 days to get them to you. And I'm going to give you an extra juice for your wait. And she added a but. And this is where vulnerability comes in, and I think it's okay to be vulnerable when you're planning your business, to say, listen, y'all blew my company up overnight. I'm accustomed to having my small little group of community members, and now it's 474 of y'all that I didn't know before. And so she was honest. This company has now grown from when she was juicing from a ghost kitchen. We just did her ribbon cutting with her first brick and mortar location. I'll make sure to tell her that y'all clap for her. Juiced Up ATL. Juiced Up ATL. Her name is Gigi. So what Gigi has been able to do, because she's an intentional CEO, she's hired people in the community. She has wellness classes out of her space. She's teaching people how to juice, because juices can be expensive. And she wants to make sure that even if you can't afford her juices, she can teach you how to do it yourself. And she also has a class for kids. And it's amazing to see them pretend that the green juice is good. Absolutely amazing. But they're so hype about their celery. So hype. So keep in mind, because we're still talking about our pivot plan, that communication is key. That you make sure that you send out communication to your customers, to your team, to your accountability partner, that if you're religious or spiritual, that you talk to God or the higher power about this, so you can make sure that everybody who needs to know that, hey, our goal hasn't changed. We're working towards the same thing, but it has to look a little bit different. Can we do that? Sound a little bit more affirming than that. Yes, we can do that. Now, does that cost us a lot of money? No. This is an email. This is not being in ConvertKit or MailChimp. This is an email that you can send from your Gmail and say, hey, this is what's going on. And if you want to brand it and make it cute, cool. Brand it and make it cute. Because I do know that what sometimes holds us back is the thought that it's going to cost us even more. Shifting our mindset. How do I get done what I need to get done on sometimes a limited budget? What I do know to be true is that the resources are always in close proximity, and they're mostly things that we use every single day. Keeping the conversation around culture. I want you to talk to your neighbor about how your business shows up in community. But I want you to do it in this way. Raise your hand if you collect reviews, customer reviews. All right? Raise your hand if you go by word of mouth. Those are still reviews, just a different way. Good. So that's just about everybody. So what I want you to do is share with your partner one really positive review you've had, and then one really bad one that you had. If you've been lucky and nobody never said anything bad, you were real special, or you just opened today, okay? So I want you to talk about one really great review and then one that was not so positive. All right, talk about it with your neighbor. Okay? All right, let's talk about it. Finish up your thought. Now, I had a really good question up front, and then we're going to talk about these reviews, okay? Really good question up front, back to pivoting. Question, when should we be ready to pivot? Always. Get in. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's why it's called a pivot plan. Yeah. So you don't create now, if you didn't think about it beforehand, I want us to know that's okay. I believe in creating safe spaces in entrepreneurship because there is no way that you know to do all these things in the beginning. A lot of things we learn by experience and things that are perceived as failures, but we know just lessons. So if you didn't have a pivot plan before, it's cool. We're going to have a pivot plan now. There's no way that you all can know all these things. If you're like me, I'm a first-generational entrepreneur. So I've learned all these things by bumping my head, asking my friends, YouTube University, and a lot of gut to know that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. Now, but to the question about when do we pivot, I think we always stay in position to pivot. If you're an athlete, you stay on your toes. If you're a business owner, you stay on your toes. So you're always ready. You're always in position that if someone calls out, that you have somebody ready who can come in. If shipment is delayed, you have a plan for that. If social media goes down, you have your email for that. I'm using these words because I know that you all already think through these things. Because I always want you to know how close you are to being exactly where you need to be. We hear a lot of words and think like, I'm so far away. Like, how am I going to get there? I'm using and saying back to you what you're already doing so you can know that you're doing a lot of these things already. Now let's talk about, this is the last thing, and then I'm going to open up for questions. But let's talk about these reviews. I'm doing a deep breath. Reviews can be hard, but reviews are necessary. And the thing about Google reviews, they don't go away. It could have been like the second day you open up and you ain't have enough people. Like, y'all, give me time. I'm trying to scale, but it's still there. Who wants to share? Let's start from the middle this time, then we'll ping pong to the front, and then we'll go all the way to the back. Does that work? All right, cool. What did I just say, middle? All right, let's go to the middle first. Tell me a positive review that you've gotten, word of mouth or a Google or Yelp review. Yes, ma'am. That is so, right in this room, reviews are happening. That is very, very good. How did you feel? That is awesome. We like let's clap our hands and make some noise. That is really, really awesome. Yes, make some noise. So one thing that we do on my team, when we get positive reviews, we like have a whole moment and make crazy noise around it. You would think like, it's new every time. And I want them to feel that it's new every single time. Because people do not have to take their time and put positive currency out there in the air for us. And they do it. So make sure you have somebody that's working your comments, that's saying thank you when people leave positive reviews too, okay? Now let's talk about a not so positive review. You see, I didn't say negative. Not so positive. Anybody want to talk about an experience you had and how you handled it? Hold on, Tiffany. Let me bring you the mic.
So I'll be honest, and you tell me about this, because I don't read the reviews. Okay. Yeah, like I don't, because I just need to keep my peace. And I did get, because I clapped back. So I had someone leave a negative review once. It's a long story, but yeah, I mean, it was my fault. I take account. So I'm the owner of Bouche Cali. I have a West Coast Creole restaurant here in San Francisco. And yeah, someone left I don't know. It's my business, so I can tell you all the excuses in the world. But yeah, it was a nasty review. And I did kind of clap back. And that's probably not the best thing to do. But I don't read reviews. So yeah, tell me what you think about that.
So Tiffany said, listen, I can't read those reviews. Because if they say something crazy, I'm saying something crazy back. That's what she said. So this is what I think about that. Yes, have our daughter read it. Yes, have somebody else on the team read it. Now, this is how I think as CEOs and leaders. I don't think we have to present to be perfect people. But I do think we set ourselves up. Whoever the perfect person is to offer a response, that's who we have do it. But we're not meant to be perfect. That is too heavy of a load to carry. So, and sometimes I'm like Tiffany. If I have a long week, that's a week where I'm hypersensitive about anything that I read. So very similar to what you said, I tune in with myself and make sure I'm good before I read the comments. And I do think that everyone here, because this is your baby, this is your business. You understand everything that's happening in the background, that why even that comment happened. So it's easy to be sensitive about our work. We should be. But we should always put ourselves in position that, listen, it can't be me. Go on and say something nice, right? Something nice, ask them to come back in the future, and it doesn't have to be you. Anybody else want to share a not so positive comment that you experienced? Anybody? Oh, yes, ma'am. Hold on.
So I just, my business is Survivors Are Us. And so I deal with, my goal is to never have a child to experience being sexually violated. That's a huge, huge goal. But I just wrote a book for children. And the title of the book is S is for Safety. What did I name my book? S is for Safety, the ABCs of, what is it? What did I name my book? Okay, S is for Safety, the ABCs of Ending Sexual Abuse. Wow. And so, thanks. So, a lot of people, purchased the book and got the books and really had amazing things to say about the book because it's really on a child's level about them protecting their bodies, A through Z. And then I had this one person that made this comment to me. She's like, well, where are you going to put that book at? You trying to put it in school? You're going to have to get the parent permission. What would make you write a book like that? I mean, she was just like, I was like, wow. I was thrown. I was really, really thrown at the response, that she had. And so, yeah, I don't even know if I responded to her. I don't think I just kind of sat and listened to her, but I do have to say it was disturbing in my spirit that she had such a negative response to the book. Yeah. All right.
Thanks for sharing that. I think, number one, that's a tough comment to have to sit through, especially when you know why you wrote the book. But what I also hear from that is probably a trauma response. That because she went so deep with it. And so I don't think it's a lot about you. I think it's a lot about her experiences, those that's unhealed. That still doesn't make it easy to respond to. So what I do know, what we say when we're not sure what to say, is thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I understand that this book isn't for everyone, but do know that I wrote it from the purest place within me, and leave it at that. Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes just easy to just let it go by and don't even answer.
Oh, yes. So when you have the people that's just being negative because today is Friday, you know when it's those comments too. It's like, oh, you just had time today. We put peace and love in the air and let it go. Peace and love in the air because you know when it's just a personal jab. And then some people, just because how their heart is postured, just simply want to have a business have a negative review. So what we do is flood, when you call your friends, call your homies, and say, hey, I need 5 positive reviews so I can balance this out. So we have to have a strategy for everything, okay? Yes, that's your pivot plan. That's your pivot plan. So when it's something really crazy, you got to have your 5 people. Now, the thing with Google you can't call the 5 people every time. So you got those 5 people, it's like, hey, I need you to send me somebody so you can have 5 more because you have to balance this thing out. Okay. Call your auntie in Mississippi. Absolutely. Y'all, this has been amazing. I hope you learned something. I hope that you know from a very sincere place inside of me, I don't think nothing in the world is better than entrepreneurs and dreamers and people that have the tenacity to show up every single day, to put yourself out there in front of the world, to be praised or to be scrutinized, to put your money towards something that may possibly fail, to go on a path that your family is like, oh, you are crazy. I know I did not invest in college, and now you're talking about you opening a business. What is this? And y'all show up every single day, and you do it. And that is amazing. We open this conversation around magic. When it gets hard, I need you to lean into the magic. Not the magic in the world, the magic that's inside. And I need you to trust that as you are a mirror, somebody else is reflecting magic too. And that we are so much stronger together as a collective force. Let's literally build for the collective good. That in this generation, not when we're long gone, that in this generation, people's lives can change because of us. Thank y'all so much for today. Y'all have an assignment, because y'all have 1 minute, I think. I'm not really keeping up with time. If you haven't, please get on your phones and make sure you follow at least 3 other business owners on their social media, because we have to keep this positive currency of community going. Follow the people, not just the people you know, but maybe some people sitting in the back. Follow them on the social. Tell somebody that you met them today. And when you go, make sure you take somebody with you to patronize their business. Okay? This is how community is built. Thank you so much.